But it's a 19-story building, and it's on the trolley. What they're proposing in La Mesa is a cluster of buildings, one of which would be 19 stories on the trolley. So I would look at it very carefully. One of the things that the developer said is they want to create a luxury hotel. And I asked the developer, I said, well, do you have a luxury hotel in mind? And he said, well, no, we haven't signed up anybody. And then I said, well, if you don't get the luxury hotel, could it become, apartments? And he says, possibly. So that's something that I think we have to consider. Apartments done right are fine. Apartments done high density and wrong devalue cities and properties and can bring crime to your city. So I think that we need to think long term. I understand that the revenue would be $1 million a year, but if we have to have increased police or we have increased crime or anything like that, then it's not a prudent decision. But again, open-minded, see what develops.
Yeah, I'm not big on a 19-story building in downtown. I don't think it would fit. I don't think it'll happen. I can't imagine that it would. But I would like to see development along that line, a cluster of buildings that would connect that part of town with downtown, add a lot of some higher density buildings that are a little bit taller than we're used to in La Mesa. It's a hard thing to sell because La Mesa likes their little town. But what we need for the future is to make sure that we have those, we put the feet near the trolley and near the transit corridors so that they can get around with more options. Because I think that there's a younger generation coming up that doesn't want to be chained to their car. I think that they're going to want to be able to walk to a vibrant downtown. They want to bike to work in Claremont Mesa. That we have a very good environment for bicyclists, and that they can access the city very easily without a freeway. They like the hills, and that they want to be a part of the community, and that they spend money here. And they have more money to spend because they're not putting it into their car. So I think that the 6 or 7 story buildings downtown along Spring Street and over Baltimore, I think that's something that we should look at, and I would look forward to the vibrancy that would bring to our city.
Because I am on the Planning Commission and I do expect to see this project brought before us, I don't feel I should offer a formal opinion on something that is basically conceptual at this point in time, without having a plan in front of us exactly delineating what they plan to do. We were presented a picture, a general concept, nothing for sure when they brought it before the Planning Commission. I don't feel comfortable making a statement, yes, I support this 100%, or oh, I don't like it, it's too high, it's too low, it's too this, it's too that. What if it turns into apartments? I do believe that area needs to be developed, and I look forward to them presenting a formal application. At that point, I will be able to have an opinion on it. But it's very unwise, I think, to have an opinion on something that hasn't formally presented.
He has owned the property for many years and has finally decided to do something with it. There's a lot to like about that project, a lot to like about it. We have over there right now trailer campers and cars. That's part of it, but the 18-story building, probably everything I've heard, the folks don't think it fits in with the surrounding area. And right now it's been going back and forth with the environmental EIR, environmental report, because of the traffic situation. We think there's going to be more traffic generated than what the report shows. So it's kind of something going back and forth with the city and the property owners.
Okay, well, thank you for that question. We'll start doing it with Shannon. Or did you answer that one already?
I have the pain of an unmade speech here.
And no fights.
Yeah, we agree. It needs to be developed. Used campers is not a great use for that property. On the general plan for the city of La Mesa, that's one of the 2 or 3 places that has the star that says Gateway Opportunity. And I think we ought to keep that on our hearts. As people come east and enter the city, whether it's on Fletcher Parkway or Oklahoma Boulevard through University, whatever it is. I'm not terrified by a multi-story building. I have a little bit of a dream about it. I would like to see it get up high enough, assuming it's not silly, that we can see the ocean. And now wait, on the top of that building, I'd like to have one room where we can have bar mitzvahs, quinceañeras, we can have pre-prom parties when our parents come to town and our daughter's getting married downtown. We can have the parties there. And we can have a wonderful venue for La Mesa, and we can start collecting some TOT monies, folks, because if you want your own fire department, and you want your own police department, and you want high-end public services, the thigh bone's connected to the knee bone, we need to raise the revenues. This is one of our opportunities to do that. We don't want junk. We want something that's sensible. If you have to go 20 stories to see the ocean, forget about it. But if you can get up there at 12, stop at 12. I would love to see a mixed use with residential, some retail, the high-rise hotel component, which we really need as a destination somewhere in La Mesa. And I think we ought to bend those developers over the table and say there's 2 more things we want. We want a ped bridge across Spring Street, and our fire department will tell you what kind of equipment they need to reach that top story, and you buy it for them.